Another thing is, I know the zip form, the way they lay out, they oftenly change. So you may have to learn once in a while, maybe twice in a year or once a year. Just like, they change the layout, and a lot of people ask you, oh, where's this form? Where's that? Where's that? Oh, still there. Just don't be afraid to click it. Okay? It won't hurt. Because that's what do you think I'm smart? No, I'm just have to learn. Again, same like everybody. When every time their layout change it, I gotta learn. DocuSign, same thing. When they change it, I gotta learn it. Oh, okay, put it this. All right. So we're starting on the last time. We finished on the the agency. Okay. 3D. I think we'll start with the 3. Finance, because I think, when I did it last time, when I talked to you guys, on this, kind of, I'll go over it with you. Just kind of summary on that. We can wire the money into the escrow. So originally on default, they are directly delivery, escrow holder, electronic fund. So actually on default, if you don't mark anything, that means wiring the initial deposit to the escrow. Okay? But usually I just tell them it doesn't have to be initially personal check. It should be okay. So it's easier because some of the buyers, they are cheap. You know how much it costs a wire? $30? $30 now. Well, I don't know. Did anybody still charge $25? International, probably $40. Local, $25 to $30. Yeah. Some people say, oh no, that costs too much. Fine. So that's why, in case some of people, they are, want to save that money, personal check, drop it up to the escrow, or you can leave it on our front desk. Have the escrow people send the messenger, pick it up. Who's gonna pay for that messenger? Buyer. They just don't know anyway. So, huh? So, or somebody really want to cheat, fine. You have a buyer deliver their own check to escrow. Then you save all the money. Yeah, fine. Or you can even overnight it if you wish, though. Probably costs what, $10 overnight it, FedEx. So that's why usually I leave it on personal check just in case. They can always change the wiring if they want to, because as long as escrow receive the money, they are fine. On number 2, if you mark that, we don't do it anymore, but probably only got 5% of an old school agent, they still want you to do that as a copy of a check. Then if you really want to make a copy of a check and you don't know which escrow, then you just same thing, have them make it the Remax 2000, just like 10 years ago, good old day, those are, we keep the personal check. So those are, guys have summarize it for that so you guys would know. Okay, we will jump to the D, loan. Default. When we say default, mean is if you don't check any box, automatically they will consider conventional finance. So this loan will be conventional finance. All of you know what's the conventional finance mean? Conventional loan. Yeah, you can say regular. Then what's a regular? What's a regular standard? Regular loan, conventional loan standard. Doesn't really, actually, conventional loan, not much a standard they are talking about. Usually what we mean is like 20% down, finance 80%. That is for single family. townhouse, condo, you better prepare to tell the buyer 25% down, 75% financing. That's usually the lender they would, 25% down for a townhouse condo. Or why? Lender Skyline. Don't ask me why. I mean, it just those are how much lender they want regular. If you have 20% to 25%, yes, you can get the regular conventional loan without paying the we call PMI, principal mortgage insurance. So you can say mortgage or MI, mortgage insurance, without paying mortgage insurance. Mortgage insurance really depend on the loan amount, but somewhere you will start calculating about $100 a month or more. Oh, that's it? Oh, that's a lot. $100 a month extra on top of your payment if you pay less than 20% down. But, lender, they are very creative. Yeah, we have 5% conventional loan. You heard about that? Do you know that? B of A, Wells Fargo, maybe Citibank. And we have 5% down conventional loan, 10% down conventional loan. Wait a minute. When they say conventional, that means it doesn't have a mortgage insurance. Put it this way. All right? But why? And how did they do that? No, the down pay is less now. Down pay is 5% down, 10% down. But how can they take those risks? How do they take those risks? With higher interest rate. Hey, bank is not stupid. What they open for business for? Making money. Why you open the bank for? Making money. Otherwise, I'm not going to open the bank. For what? They want to use the money and making money. So if you pay less, they still call conventional. Don't get me wrong. They still call conventional, but with less percentage down. If anything below 20% or 25%, you compare the interest rate. It gotta be more. And how much more? It could be 0.5% more. And what's that 0.5% cover? Your mortgage insurance. Their in-house mortgage insurance department, pretty much. Okay? Because the mortgage insurance is like an insurance company. You can be, outsource. Let somebody cover, or you can have in-house. Just like, we do have an in-house lender, and we also have an in-house escrow. We got a lot of in-house stuff. We have in-house print shop. Yeah. And we also have in-house development department. We got a lot of in-house stuff. Yeah. And I'm the in-house trainer. So, I mean, they can outsource the trainer if you want to, fine. But it just happened I'm the in-house. So that's why they call conventional finance. So just give you the big picture on that. What's the lender? Then other than that, you have FHA loan and VA loan. What's the difference? VA loan is what? Well, it could be zero down payment. That's only for the veteran. And how about FHA loan? Yes, for federal assist. Yes, government loan. But why, if we put it this way, if you only have 5%, why people still go for FHA loan instead of a conventional loan? Well, the regular bank, they have conventional loan. What's the advantage for the FHA loan and disadvantage? Any idea? Well, certainly, nothing is perfect. When you have pro, definitely have con. Okay. It doesn't have to be low income. A low income, he cannot afford a house. I'm sorry. It's not trying to discriminate, but that's a reality. Low income, you cannot buy the house. Well, unless you are low income, it doesn't mean the really low income. I have a stash somewhere, the money, somewhere. Not exactly the low income. But when you talk about really, really low income, they cannot afford a house anyway. They can only rent it. Sometimes they cannot even rent it by themselves. They have to find another family to rent it. Did you ever rent it to like a house with two different families? Possible, because they cannot afford just one family cannot afford a whole house, a whole rent, because the rent is it's not cheap. Just like I have a rental on the market, regular house, over 2,000 square footage. How much going to cost? $3,000 a month. It could be more than someone else's salary a month. Then can you afford it? Yeah. They ain't got no low income. No. Let me tell you why. Since if the regular bank, they have conventional loan 5%. Why people are still going 5% with FHA? Because the FHA loan is not FICO driven. We call the FICO score, credit score, FICO, FICO driven. Conventional loan still, you gotta have a good credit before I can loan you the money, right? Bank is not stupid. But if you want government to guarantee this guy will pay, okay, or this gal will pay, or this whoever the buyer will pay for the loan, the payment, their credit score could be 600, not 700, and they have to go through FHA loan. So that's a niche for the FHA loan. They are not credit driven. So with the low credit score people, they can still finance through FHA loan. But where's the catch? It always have a catch. Disadvantage. Why the FHA loan has a catch? Their service charge, the point fee, is high. How high? Well, that's what I heard. Usually about 1.5%. 1.5% of the loan amount. That's a service fee on top of every other fee. Some of them, it could be as high as like 1.75. I heard it before. But that's why the FHA loan, that's a government assist. Government's loan is probably the worst. The government loan, they get you. I'll help you to finance, but you gotta pay. Where do you see most of a buyer will go for the FHA loan? Do you see those buyers happen in Hacienda High, Roland High? Any seller see FHA loan, they will tell us as a listing agent, put aside. Put aside. I don't want to see it. Those areas, probably you have to go all the way to like Riverside area or further east. Okay, those are the people. It's not what we call the prime area. Then, yeah, FHA loan buyer, they can only has a chance to buy the house using the FHA loan in those areas. They may have to travel far. They may work in downtown LA, but they can only get the house in Riverside. Yeah. When you say those low income people, well, kind of, yeah. No down payment people. Yeah. So it's in reality, it's really cruel. That's the way that is. That's what you're looking at, the whole thing, and the prime area is always the rich people. So that's why you will see the I rather going on the better area buying a smaller house, or you go to the not so prime area buying a big house. It's up to you. $500,000, you can buy a huge house over 2,000 square footage in Ontario, Chino area, or you can buy the old beat up house in Rowland Heights. Isn't it? It is. Then where do you want to live? It's up to you. Everybody have a different point of view. I didn't say who is right, who's wrong, but to me, time is money. Everybody only have 24 hours. And you got to have to calculate how much do you worth per hour. So I will value myself. I rather go to sleep, I go to exercise, I go play instead of work, of driving. You know, when you're driving, that's wasting a lot of time. But even when you drive, how can you make those time valuable? What are you guys doing, when you're driving? Listen to music? Listen on the news? Oh, no. Don't do that. While you're driving, you do the makeup. No. I know, you saw a lot of people while you're driving, people doing the makeup. Oh, no, you get away with those drivers, okay? No. I would encourage you, if you could, okay? Listen on the podcast so you can learn from yourself. Just like when I go hiking, cycling, I always put, my earphone in. Even I know it's the partner, but we probably won't talk all the time. Well, probably hiking, we exchange information. Just like last weekend, I tried to, finally I get it. I downloaded the Meetup apps, a long time ago. But I never go out with those a stranger. Well, I mean, totally stranger. It is, however, the first time I meet. And we'll go hiking. We go hike together. So actually, when we hike, we talk and we exchange information. So I learn from someone else. Or if I don't have anybody, or if I just walk at nighttime around my neighborhood, just half hour, I put my earphone in. Now listen to music, podcast. I learn from those coaching, training. If I don't learn, how can I share with you the information? I have to self-educate myself so I can be learning and I can share the information with you. Just like, on the last weekend, that's what we found out. How many big companies they are coming back? We talk about starting Apple. They are coming back to the United States. So you probably later on you will see the iPhone a couple years later. You don't see made in China. You will see made in USA. And probably 100% made by the robot, not the people that do the assembly anymore. And that's why Cook say, he's going to be wire the money back. They have a deal with Trump. Wire the money, $250 billion back to U.S. That's what they make the profit. Where's the other headquarters in Apple? Did you guys know? Besides the San Francisco, Silicon Valley, where's the other headquarters in a foreign country? Ireland. So they are the first one. The Microsoft, same thing. They have about $150 billion. They gotta bring it back, so they can pay low tax. That's why the Trump tax reform. What they really want those big companies. So same thing. Amazon, lots of them. Do you know they calculated for those companies? They promised. So far, they promised. And not only that money, bring it back here, and they want to reinvest the United States. Apple, they already promised they're going to create 15,000 to 20,000 jobs. here in the United States. And do you think those jobs are assembly labor job? No, they all pretty much high-ranking, engineer or management job, high pay. Total how much money gonna coming back? $2 trillion US. What's the American budget per year? I mean, talk about government budget. Do you guys know? I guess you did. Well, I guess you don't watch the news. Huh? Okay. Anyway, the 2018 their budget, it's about that much, $97 billion. Government, that's including military, everything, $97.2 billion. But our GDP, while collecting all the tax, okay, it's only about roughly, so it's about 70, they say it's about $72 billion. And they are short. They're short about $23 billion. What did they do? Well, they're selling the bond again to the worldwide or local. But what do we happen lately, though? The Liberty Statue, they closed. Why? No money to open? No, it's because, yeah, it is, though, because basically two party, they didn't really gather, what the agreement for the budget-wise. That's why they shut down all the government. I know it's not the first time. Clinton, they shut down 27 days. Obama, when he's, the president shut down for 16 days. Hey, Trump, he just started. It's no big deal. It will go through. It just, put it this way, this is the typical American politics soap opera. I said, fine, big deal. Okay, you shut down for a few days, it will reopen no matter what. So that's why I know a lot of people didn't like Trump at all. He is a businessman. He's cool. But maybe he's cold-blooded too. Yeah. I know he looked down on a woman. Well, put it this way, you guys are women. Yeah, I'm the only man here. Yeah. So he looked down on a woman. That's why, when he, the day of the anniversary, how many? About like 300 cities worldwide protesting him. Even Paris. I said, wow, hey, Paris? It's not really related here. But well, the women's, they're protesting Trump, because he is looking down on the woman. But anyway, those are the politics. But why I'm talking about that? Because they all related back to our real estate market. Our real estate market actually pretty sensitive for the world's economy. Not just a U.S. economy anymore. It's a world economy. So when more money, if you talk about next few years, if you have $2 trillion coming back, what did they do? Did they just sit there? No, I don't think so. They will do something, invest. From could be commercial property, residential, or luxury home. A lot of luxury home, it could be selling or built. I mean, if you guys are lucky, I never have a chance to selling a luxury home yet, but I'm looking forward. See if I can maybe someday get those 8 digits, luxury home. Not 7 digit, 8 digit. So that's why, you guys have to kind of, look at that's why it makes you special when you talk to the buyer. Why you have to buy now? Because you gotta have to persuade them to buy now so you can make some money, right? If they don't buy now, where's my money? Same thing. I gotta push my buyer like you do. I have to persuade them. Here's an opportunity before everybody know. And that's the news. When you look at the news, that what you have to turn, what's next? You have to know. Just like, last week I tell you weather. Now I tell you the money coming in. What is telling you? Real estate go up. A lot of people think real estate will go down, right? Isn't it? Oh man, it's more than 10 years. How come they haven't dropped yet? I don't think they will drop. But according for all the statistics, what I'm looking at, unless the natural disaster or war, maybe. Other than that, cannot really find any data or any numbers, to say the real estate will going down. Not only that, that's why the our mortgage rate or interest rate still will go up probably 3 times this year. Yeah. So that's why you tell your buyer, buy it now. But what do you tell your seller? Oh, what have you heard lately? Oh, it's been 10 years, I haven't dropped the price yet, right? But don't say anything if they want to sell and buy. I have a lot of people. They want to reinvest. They want to sell whatever the property and they want to buy some other. They keep your mouth shut. Okay? No matter what you say, it's wrong. because you can go either way. But if somebody want to sell and go back to their country or go out of state, fine. It's a great time because if you look at, I have to tell you the truth, the most appreciation real estate area is not LA or San Francisco or New York anymore. It is though. This 3 cities, we're pretty high compared to other states. You got to find other city, especially if you deal with Caucasian. If they want to sell their home and move to where? Colorado. Yeah. Ooh, Colorado, nice area. Yeah, they're booming. The real estate probably increased 10 to 15%. Whole lot more than what we have here. We're probably expecting 6-7% this year, maybe, depending on the area. Over there, 10% minimum. Appreciation. It's because they all just start booming. We are pretty much, mature, on the market. It just, why we're still pushing up is because we have more people coming in population. Just like last year, we have 120,000 people moving in Southern California. Do you know how many people what we have in the greater LA area? When I talk about the greater LA area, that is 5 counties: San Bernardino, Riverside, LA, Orange, and Ventura. That's about 180 million. No. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, what? No, 1,800. Yeah. Well, yeah, 180 million. Yeah, it is. Is it? No, 18 million. I'm sorry, 18 million. 18 million. Almost as much as like Shanghai or Beijing. They are 2.1, they are 23. They are 23. Beijing, they are increasing, reaching to 23 million. They are like almost 22 million people in Beijing. And it's already got about 23 million in Shanghai already. But if you talk about Southern California, yes, we do have almost reaching 23 million people. Yeah. So that's why, because of weather, and more people still want to move in. So we know FHA loan, VA loan, and what's seller mean? Seller finance. Did you ever see seller finance? How very, very rarely seller were willing to finance. But in good old day, if you talk about 30, even 50 years ago, seller finance, that's the most popular financing because back then the bank, they are so conservative. They They hardly loaned you the money for mortgage. Then who is going to carry the loan? Seller. Seller has to carry the loan. So that's called seller finance. But can you still see seller finance now? Probably I would say very, very rarely, 0.1%. 99.9% you go through bank, private lender, or whatever, maybe, not seller. But what situation seller will finance? I deal with it before. Like what? Short term. Last amount. What's the minimum bank will finance the loan right now? Huh? No, that's too low. Most of a bank, $200,000. Anything less than $200,000, I don't want your business. Well, they can set their limits. $200,000, most of them. You can probably find somebody willing to finance 150, but very, very few banks were willing to do 150,000. Used to be $150,000 or $100,000. But when our real estate market booming, almost double, then so do the minimum loan amount double. Now, most of a bank, the minimum finance amount is $200,000. So if somebody telling you, I only want to finance $100,000, oh man, that's hard. Why? I'm buying a $500,000 house. I put $400,000 down. I just want to finance $100,000. Good luck. You find a private lender with a high interest rate. Regular channel probably won't loan you $100,000. It's too little of money. Okay, so that's why that's a situation maybe seller will consider financing. That's what you can propose. Our job as an agent, not just find them a house. We also have to help your client finding the money. What I'm talking finding the money is help them to get financing. Without they can find the lender to finance, can you make a deal close? You can't. You cannot just tell the buyer, go out, shop around. No, your job is, if you are the experienced agent, like I do, I will help the client to find a lender suitable for their needs. If I can find the money for them to get financing, then I can get paid, right? Yeah. It's all about ourselves. we keep that in the class, all right? When you go out, oh yeah, we all for you guys, for seller, for buyer. What's the bottom line? For myself. If you don't close a deal, you don't get paid, unfortunately. That's the way that is. So, seller financing, that's another way you can propose. If somebody say, yeah, I can pay it off within a couple of years, 2-3 years, or even 1 year, or maybe even within 5 years, then if you're representing the buyer, and you can ask if you found out, that's why I tell you, when you submit the offer, you check it out, what's the real list, and see that maybe the owner still have a loan. If they bought the house 30 years ago, most likely it's been paid off. If you don't see they refinance or anything, most likely it's paid off. Then if that's the case, and you have a buyer kind of short on the money, even they can only buy the $400,000 house, but for some reason they just cannot accept the $400,000 beat up house or the area. They love the house, but the house costs you $500,000, $500,000, and they just short on $100,000. If they cannot borrow that $100,000 from anyone else, from their friend or relative, maybe that's the way you propose to the listing agent. Ask the seller, if your house has been paid off, are you willing to finance just short period of time? 2 years, 3 years, you ask the buyer. If that's the case, would you go for? It has to be creative. Jump out the frame to think. Find the money for them. That's how I do it. Because I did close a couple of deals just like that. Then you tell the seller, we pay you the premium interest. We don't pay you 4%. How about I pay you 6% interest rate? Short period of time. And if my buyer did not pay, you can still foreclose the house. The seller say, why not? Yeah, I'm become a lender. And I still have $400,000. The other $100,000 is only what, a couple of years? I guess a couple of years, times fly, and I make a 6% interest. What kinds of investment? So that's what you just do. You create a win-win situation. That's how I want you to do. Got to think. Okay, be creative. We are not just a real estate agent. You got to consider yourself as a real estate consultant, real estate planner. Just like they have a financial planner. What do? Real estate planner. If you can put yourself into that shoes, not just you are the real estate planner. Real estate planner could be including like you are more like a real estate doctor, real estate attorney. You're the whole package deal. Everything is right here. So that's why I gotta tell you guys, you gotta have to continue to educate yourself, not just come in to listen to me. I'm training. I encourage you, read the books, read the magazine, get to the news, and also listen to the podcast, learn from those senior real estate or those coaching. It's free. I guess most of you also have a smartphone. You can download it to like a Brian Buffini podcast or Tom Ferry, even Mike Ferry. Those are the three major coaching in the nation. Then you can listen to their experience. And they had the podcast once a week. They're spending time try to teach. And those podcasts, actually, it's a worldwide spreading. It's not just the United States. It's not just what we're learning. Why they do that? That's why I learned from one of a podcast from Brian Buffini before I became a trainer. Because that's what I listened to him is, when you learn, then I have to practice. After I practice, I need to share. I know that's kind of against our Chinese theory. Chinese, we hold. We don't share. We holding our experience. We don't share our experience. But if you look at those Caucasians, why they become a trainer, why they become coaching, it's because that's what they like to share. Because the more you share, actually, more I learn. And I really found out I learned a lot of scenario, the cases, case study from all of you. Because my experience is limited. No matter how many years, some of the case I never heard about it or thought about it. Until you guys telling me, oh. Actually, when I responding back to you, actually it's already turning. When you raise your question, I'm thinking, then see if I'm in your shoes, what I will handle. Then after that, it becomes to my database. Into my brain. I kept a lot. From coworker, from you guys. That's why I found out it's not because I share my experience. Eventually, I learned even more from you guys. Okay, or really, we have assumed financing. Seller finance is easier. Assume financing, that means you assume original seller's mortgage loan. Those are, you have to be approved by their current lender. Those are really rarely you see that. I never did it before. So nobody really want to assume the seller's mortgage. Why? Because our mortgage interest rate is low. Why I have to assume the old interest rate? The one something could be higher. Yeah. Did you see now another summer girl coming? Don't say, I know you guys are telling me I'm the summer. Here's a code. Here's the summer. They're laughing at me and say, I'm a summer girl, the summer boy. It's like, But I mean, if you guys are cold, I mean, certainly I can tell them to turn on the heater, though. No? Okay? All right. Just telling you, if anything, if you deal with FHA loan, VA loan, you check. Because you cannot really, you don't want to hide it from, I know some buyer, they want to hide the FHA loan from the seller or listing agent so they can get the deal. There's no way you can hide. Why? Because later on, if you don't tell them to market properly, seller has a right to cancel you because you lied to them first. Okay? Later on, when I cover that, continue on the purchase agreement, you'll see that if anything, you're financing, it's not, for example, you lie to them, VA loan or FHA loan. You lie to them, their down payment. You lie to them, it's all cash offer, end up as a financing. Or anything is not the same as your original purchase agreement. You need seller's permission before you can continue your escrow. Put it this way. But if they don't agree, do you still have an escrow? No. Either you follow or you out. So don't play. I know some of agent, they're kind of tricky. They just want to, I try to get the deal first. I know we kind of, we did that about 10 years ago. We can trick that. It's all cash buyer. But we need 30 days. And that 30 days, you're trying to find a loan. Because you think cash offer, you can get a better deal, a better way you accepted by the seller. But you are cheating a seller. Not anymore. Yeah. We did that before, kind of, though. Yeah. Or, you pay, you say, I put 50% down. Actually, you only got 20% down. Because used to be, you don't show proof of fund. Before the financial crisis, we don't need to show. All we got, just submitted an offer. We don't need pre-qualified letter. We don't need proof of fund. Submit an offer. We get the deal first. Then we worry about the fund and the financing. Not anymore. That's before year 2007. That's how that happened. Okay? So if you do have those FHA loan and VA loan, go ahead and market. But if you are the listing agent, if this is a loan between FHA and VA, which one is easier to go through? VA. VA loan. Why? Because a VA loan, it's a government guarantee loan. I know FHA loan is also government guarantee, but what's the difference though? Do you think American, if you look at the military, anything on the military, their status actually up here. Everybody, most of American citizens, they will salute to their military. But how about other countries? You cannot find a job, so you join the army, right? It's different.
So that's why you see those, especially you go to the war, they get on those airplane, they're coming back to the airport. You know, did you ever see that? People,
Everybody automatically, all the pedestrians, all the people that kinds of line up. We salute you. We thank you. Yeah,
that's what they did automatically. So that's why VA loan is easier, because sometimes you deal with the VA loan, they do have sometimes they don't even need appraisal.
If your house, the listing price within their market range,
They can kind of check on it.
And they don't need to send out an appraiser.
Okay,
go. That easy.
And they can get 100% financing. And the VA loan, their credit score can be even lower. Anything 550, they can get financing.
above. Anything above 550 score. Come on, 550. All right? It's very low. FHA loan, it got to be 600 or above. So that's why if you really compare the VA loan, it's better.
But if you really do seller financing or assume financing, then you got to attach the form,
SFA, because you got to have to kind of write it down, how much you want to financing, what's the interest rate, something like how do you want to pay the payment, how much month you want to pay, or you may have a balloon payment. Those are, if you do have those situation or case scenario, we'll talk about it later. So we're not going to talk about the training because that's
tons of form,
Yes. Actually pretty fast. I deal with FHA loan within a month. They can close an escrow. Those are ultimate goal. So do the VA loan. The VA loan, actually, you can go anywhere, but usually you got a major bank. Not like regular mortgage broker. No, regular mortgage broker, unless they are specialized in VA loan. Otherwise, the mortgage broker, they don't really have a program for VA loan. You can go Wells Fargo, you can go Citibank, you can go BofA. They all have a VA loan program. Yeah, same thing. Get pre-qualified, or you can refer to the lender you work with on the major bank with a loan officer. Tell them and say, I got a buyer here. See if you can pre-qualify their VA loan. And they will have a guideline. It's up to them. It's up to them. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Because basically, the VA loan is not like government take the money to loan the process. It's actually it's government guarantee. U.S. government is pretty smart. they don't take out their own money. That's right. That's right. So if they default, they could be jeopardized their retirement. You know, I know see the veteran, they will get paid after they retire, right? From military. If you don't pay your mortgage, you may jeopardize your retirement. And especially if you see those, on their uniform, each badge, that's money. It could be $50, $100. It is, because depending on what your ranking, right? How many wars you are attending, or did you save any, or yeah, that's people think that's a badge. To me, that's money. That's a monthly income money. Each badge minimum $50 per month until you die. That's a lot. If you got a bunch of it here, oh, that's some dollars here. And not only that, if they retire early, they're still probably in early 40, late 40 years old. Can they find another job? Sure. And they still keep their retirement. That's what I'm looking at. I want to join. My parents doesn't want me to. After, when I finish high school, when I'm in college, I really want to join, Marine. My parents, no! I want to be the ROTC, a reserve. That's why, because my classmate, they went on the
Kuwait. You know, if you back to 1990, you know that he went on Kuwait, and all I got is just a draft standby, because I'm here's the military. You know, it's between 18 to 25. Okay, that's for if you're a U.S. citizen. That's for us guys. I don't think women need that, but as guys, you have to, like, when they go to Kuwait, they all draft the Southern California military, because why? How hot is Kuwait? Then we can against the heat. They won't go down. They won't drive the East Coast military. No, they can't. They cannot stand the heat.
We could, especially from Southern California, not Northern.
If you look at the history of that, it's like they all draft the Southern California military. Yeah, from Navy, Air Force, Marine,
Army. Yeah, all of them. And I was 25 back then in 1990, and I do receive the draft.
Notice, if they want me to, I have to go, for 3 months that you sent to the Kuwait.
And if you are the ROTC, they send it over to you right away, because you're the reserve. You've been trained. But come on, college student, I tell them, I say, what do you do? Oh, I'm always stand behind. I say, why? Those are the people that are fighting in the front. They are high school students. They just high school graduate, 18 years old. They are not afraid. Yeah, they go forward. College student, you stay back because you're smarter. Okay. We need you. And what did he do? Driver, just driving a Jeep for colonel. That's it. That's all he did. Then what did he do? Oh, I put him a stand behind. I ain't got no danger at all.
Did you get paid? Yes.
And all his, well, I know back then when, you go to college, it's fairly cheap, and back then, all his tuition fee, everything is being paid for. That's what I want. So I don't have to work for myself, work for my tuition fee or textbook or whatever they're spending myself. All I need to do is just join the military. That's what I want. But my parents doesn't want the amount. Say, oh, come on, no. Anyway. So we'll continue. The loan should be a fixed rate, not to exceed. You can fill in those percentage, or you can leave it blank. It's no big deal. Or you can do the, check mark, an adjustable rate loan with the initial rate not to exceeding how many percent. Because those are usually as a mortgage lender's issue. Basically, you given the pre-qualified letter, they may showing on those information or may not. But you can leave it blank. It's okay. I don't think the listing agent will pick on you on that. Regardless of the type of a loan, buyer should pay point not to exceeding whatever the percent of a loan amount, the point fee. Sometimes, the point fee, basically you buy down the interest rate. Hardly the people buying down the interest rate because the mortgage rate is cheap enough. Because when, like my parents, when I, financing on the first house, that's about, way back to 1985, I think we paid about 12%. And later on, I help them to refinance so I can get a down payment from them. I tell them refinance more so I can get a little down payment from them so I can buy my own house. That is about 9.75%. And people still crying, our interest rate is high, 4.25%. Oh, it's so expensive.
Did you guys know what's the highest ever in the history on the mortgage rate? 21%. Back to 1979, 1980. Those are, you can check on it. Yeah. And I was here in the United States in 1981. So, well, 82. 81, I left in Taiwan, and I went to Japan first. No, 82. Yeah, I'm here in 82. And if you do have a second loan, most of a lender, they will not really allow second loan. For example, what's a second loan? Same thing. The second loan is the same thing what you see the first loan. Second loan is more like a second trustee. Second loan could be say like first loan, a lender, like bank, Citibank, Chase, B of A, like those major bank. What's a second loan? Private lender, seller financing. That could be second, but lender doesn't like that. I said, wait a minute, you have two loans? No. Why don't you finance the whole thing? That's why we have 5% down conventional loan, right? So everything is first trustee, first loan. So they can get like 5% down, 95% financing, either FHA loan or conventional loan with a higher interest rate. Lender doesn't like to see the second loan anymore. But we still keep there. Who knows? Just in case. At least in Southern California, lender doesn't like that. I'm not so sure about the market in Central California. Like Bakersfield, Fresno, it could be different because it's not so popular on their mortgage over, well, real estate market. Basically, if you look at the whole California, state is poor, but county is rich. Which county is rich? The most richest county, LA County, out of all 50 counties in California. Second, San Francisco. Which one is third? Orange. Well, I know the Orange County, they did, file a bankruptcy before because they invested, stock market or something using the county's reserve, the money on that. Because if you look at just collecting the property tax, yeah, LA County, they are collecting property tax per year. It's more than $12 billion. Just a property tax alone, nothing else. Not sales tax, nothing. Just a property tax over $12 billion. One county. Yeah. Orange County, over $9 billion. Yeah. So we'll jump to number 3, FHA VA loan. For the FHA and VA loan, specify in 3D1, buyer has 17 days after acceptance to deliver to the seller written notice, FVA. You need to submit the addendum to notify the seller this is FHA or VA loan of any lender required repair and cost that buyer requests seller to pay for, otherwise corrected. Seller has no obligation to pay to satisfy lender requirement unless agreed in writing. FHA VA amendmentary clause on the shall be a part of this agreement. Why you have to disclose FHA VA loan? Because FHA and VA loan, they have a tighter living condition, put it this way. You cannot get, certainly, if any house is inhabitable, you see those listing, if the house is like so beat up, it's inhabitable. What do you see their financing term? Cash. Not even the regular bank will financing. But if somehow you can still living, okay, fine. Then regular bank, you can still financing, but not FHA or VA. FHA and VA, it has to be a higher standard. And appraiser, they have to be FHA or VA loan certified appraiser. They're coming out. So that means they will look at more. And so do because they have to base on those appraiser, because they are the eyes for the lender. Because the inspector is hired by the buyer. It's not accurate. But if the FHA, they are more like part of an inspector for the lender. Then if lender see anything you need to do is not qualified, okay, to their standard,
they have to tell the seller to correct it. Okay? Doesn't matter the seller say, I don't care. I want to sell assets. I'm not going to do any repair. I'm sorry. If you don't do any repair, we cannot close it. But if the seller still insists, I still don't want to do the repair, otherwise you cancel. And your buyer still love this house, what do you do? What do you do? Now, have to be creative now. What do you have to do now? Okay, buyer pay the correction, but I have to correct it before close of escrow. Before, because appraiser have to going back to check on the property again. Being corrected. Otherwise, I'm not going to fund it. Loan. And what do? How the buyer can do the repair during the escrow? Think. We do have a form called non-responsible. Seller non-responsible. What's that total? Non-responsibility something. I had that before. I did it once. Those are had to be notified. I'm not notified, notary, and posted on the windows of the property listing. So that would allow the buyer's contractor to get in to do the repair. So if anything wrong with, if I'm a listing agent, I gotta have to tell them and say, because if anything wrong, your contractor fell through inside the house, it's not seller's responsible. That's why they call it non-responsible. Are you on the phone or something? Because I hate to change it. You can search on the, is it called a, oh. You're typing the notes, okay. Let me tell you, that's called a non-responsible something. Let me go back here. Form. I don't want to organize. No. Preview document, adding document. No. Huh? Sorting. No, I don't need a sorting. Adding template. Add folder. I know it's not adding document. Add document? Right? Add document, that's, for that. Yeah, add form. That's right. Yeah, good. See, I'm not perfect. Thank you for helping. Yeah. Is it called a non-result? N-O-N, right? Non-notice. Notice of, oh no, let me go and search. N-O-N. Yeah. Seller affidavit. None. Yeah, notice. Notice non-responsibility, 对不对？ 哦 ，OK， 没看到。OK， yeah, buyer no buyer notice non-responsibility. Yeah, it is. Okay, you need to sign. You get those forms signed and by the buyer and notary, who is going to be do the contractor, and post it and give it to the seller. So then the buyer's contractor can do the repair during the escrow period to correct those qualifications for FHA loan or VA loan. Okay, those are the situation because the lender require. Yes. And everything's okay. Oh yes.
For example, carbon monoxide detector. That's what we happen most. Okay. Besides that, there's sometimes the appraiser can be more like an inspector for the lender. I had a situation before, exposed wire in the backyard. Okay. Exposed wire in the backyard for like jacuzzi spa. Oh, okay. Then they wrote it down. You know what? Just a regular conventional loan. They want you to correct it. Oh. And you know what? When appraiser coming back, are you going to pay it again? Who's going to pay? Buyer. Who's going to be getting pissed? Buyer. Because who's responsible? Seller. Okay, put it this way. If they expose wire, then pretty much, you know, as the agent, if you know something already, for example, if you're the listing agent, if the property doesn't have a small detector or carbon monoxide detector, before the appraiser coming out, tell the seller, install it right away. Otherwise, buyer got to pay it again. Okay? Particularly on this transaction, what I just showed you, that's what we did. Because we are missing the bedroom small detector and the carbon monoxide detector. And not only that, we thought, okay, yeah, just usually because all the bedroom upstairs. So we just put one carbon monoxide detector on the second floor. But well, you know what happened? The appraiser coming out. Oh, lender like to see another carbon monoxide detector on the first floor. Damn it. I said, well, James, you know, I'll save you a trip. You know what? I kind of, you know, smooth thing. I said, just send me a photo. Once you installed it, send me the photo. So I don't have to come back. I won't charge you. Don't worry. So he would attach, but you better install it today or tomorrow. I said, don't worry. I'll have a seller install it right away for you. Okay? So I'll take a photo. Then, so he attached to the appraisal report. It looks like everything is there when he comes. Huh? Exposed wire is hard. So that's why, you know, when appraisal come, most likely I may attend it just in case anything happened. I'm the listing agent. Not only that, I'm the buyer's agent too. I'm a dual agent. Definitely, I will be there. It doesn't matter as the appraiser or inspector. When you do, I would definitely encourage you when you do the inspection, especially for the general inspection, be there as the buyer's agent, please, because you will learn a lot from inspectors. That's what I want you to do, because the more you learn, actually later on you can educate your buyer, your seller. Because when you are a listing agent, you tell the seller, hey, fix this first. Otherwise, hey. But sometimes I wouldn't purposely. I will not tell. Just for example, I knew it. They are missing carbon monoxide detector and smoke detector, but I didn't tell them to install it right away. Why? So when the inspector comes, they can write something down. Then I can have the buyer say, hey, you know, we really do something. We did help you. We didn't say turn down everything. No. Sometimes I may leave some easy part purposely, leave it there. But I mean, it's up to you though. I mean, certainly, you know, if you knew it, I would, if depend on the seller, some sellers say, I'll just install it right away. Sure, go ahead. Install all the small detector and the carbon monoxide detector. Everything is set. And so do the earthquake strap on my water heater. Just for your information, water heater, they don't sell those wraparound strap. Even those are required by the lender. They don't sell the wraparound strap anymore. Then what kinds of? I don't know why they. Home Depot, Lowe's, you know, they just cannot, or I cannot find anywhere, you know, with the wraparound strap. Not anymore. Used to be. That's a correct way. You wrap around 360 degrees, then you anchor on the wall. Not go around the anchor. It just has to be like a belt. You gotta have to wrap around. Okay, but since they don't sell that anymore,
Then I ask the contractor, then what do we do? So did the building code change? They said, no, the building code didn't change. It just, what the building code and what they really want us to do is if the water heater is against the wall and you go around it because it's not long enough, then what do? You gotta have to use a block behind it, the wooden block, drill into the wall. So when the earthquake, whatever the gap in distance, you gotta have to fill in, with the wooden block. So it will stay. If I don't attend the inspection, how do I know? Or if I don't call the contractor, how do I know? So don't assume anything. We still got a lot of things when it's changing, we don't know. It's okay to call. I don't mind. I still calling for anybody for help. Anything. Anything. From contractor to inspector to whatever loan agent, insurance agent, anything, because those are their allies, their friends, even title. So those are, just let you know, okay, the more you ask, the last chance you will get lawsuit. All right? It's okay. You don't have to be a person that know everything. I don't. If the buyer or seller asks me a question, I always tell them, okay, that's a great question. I don't know, but let me find out for you. Don't even think about, because you got tons of experience, and if you say, I don't know, you embarrass yourself. No, that's called honesty. Remember our agency disclosure? We have to be honest, loyalty, and integrity to our buyer. But how many, especially Asian agent, doing it? Because our face down. If I say, I don't know, I say, huh? You don't know? Then you're not qualified to serve me. Okay, if that's a chance, I'm sorry. Because yeah.
How about if the room without permit, are there any problem for the operator?
Roof?
Room.
A room.
Like the seller
Additional room? Yeah.
So how can I do it?
How can you do it? Just be prepared. For example, if the room addition, okay, put it this way: the square footage, adding more. That's the room addition. Let's subdivide it into two different areas. Some people, they modify the living room into a bedroom, for example. Okay, the living area still did not change it. The other one is they adding the living area without a permit. That's called additional room. So two kinds of additional room. Your question, it could be if the adding the living area without a permit, that is a little bit tougher, because the lender may not fund the loan. Garage, okay. Well, garage is not supposed, converted to a bedroom. But if you convert it, if you want to have to make it legal, you have to make a carport in front of a garage or somewhere in your front yard. If you did that, okay. If you do not, So that's why every time when I tell you submit the offer, compare what the listing agent tell you the square footage and and also the title report. But one time I do a little bit tricky part. Okay, just keep it in the classroom. Garage has been converted to the bedroom. The storage behind the garage also convert another bedroom. And that's happened in Arcadia, Chinese area. And what do we do? Lender come out. According to loan agent's instruction, I lock the garage. I lock the storage room.
so they cannot get access.
Okay, so the appraiser called me. Can you? Do you have a key for the garage?
Oh, isn't the garage locked?
I didn't know. Oh, okay. Let me call seller.
Yeah, even I already hide the garage. I did hide the key on a couple of lockbox, just on the gas meter.
Let me call the seller. So actually, I didn't call seller. I called loan agent. Hey, appraiser, tell me to open the garage. Then what should I do? Because I'm the listing agent, and I have to talk to the loan agent. I have to make it happen because the loan have to go through. Loan agent, don't even open the garage. Okay, I got it. Okay. So I called the appraiser back. Seller, they actually they're in Temecula right now. The earliest they can be there is about an hour. Oh, okay, forget it. I'll just say it's non-accessible.
Well, if they want to come back, they will worry about that later. The good thing they did not come back. And
The lender pushed that appraisal through.
then we get finance, close escrow.
And I just throw this hot potato to the new buyer. Because that particular buyer, they want to buy that property, it's because they can share those 2 bedrooms. Because the garage converted to 1 bedroom, 1 bath. And the storage converted 1 bedroom, 1, same thing, like a studio, 2 studio. That's the whole purpose. They want to buy the property. If I expose, the whole deal is gone. Unfortunately, that's the only offer I got. It's not I have multiple offers, okay? So that's why I'm telling you, before you're accepting listing agent is like this. Before you open escrow, you're like a tiger. Once you open escrow, you become cat. You are afraid. The escrow is going to go through. Is it going to be closed? That's a different situation. So I mean, the role is different.
From the tiger to become a cat.
That's before and after. So that's
when your situation, if the room addition, I know you cannot really hide.
If the illegal subdivided, if worse come worse, just knock it down. Just like one of a rolling high property, the living room converted to a bedroom and 1 bath. I mean, worse come worse, just knock down the wall. That's easy because the living area did not change. But if the living area do addition without the permit, and that's a little bit tough though, because those are if the appraiser tell them say, hey, if the lender say I'm not going to fund it, or you have to get some kinds of permit, that's going to be tougher. So we as a listing agent, if you're the listing agent, we disclose on the agent remark before put on the listing. But be careful is when somebody like what I'm the listing agent for that Arcadia property. You know what I did? It's not like I did not let the appraisal come in. Do you know that? Once I opened escrow, I deleted all the agent remark in the photos of those studios.
I don't want to keep any record.
Right? Because appraiser have that they all join the MLS. They can get into access. All right. So you gotta have to clean it up. Okay? Everything, all your mess. Just show you how to do it. That's it. Okay? So in this area, I didn't tell you to practice illegally, but I'm just smooth everything out, in the gray area. That's just, what I did. Not just don't let the appraiser get into the garage, but you better remove all the photos, from MLS and also agent remark. Because I already told them it got 2 studio, a garage converted to 2 studio, and the storage convert studio. That wording, I totally removed that from agent remark.
Do you have to say without permit? Convert without permit?
Come on. I did not mention Anybody who has experience, you should know there is no way that's a permit. I even have to cover the number because the seller, they even put the address a half. They put the mailbox in the front. So the people live behind it, they have their own mailbox, right? I even removed that mailbox just in case a person saw that. Right? Okay, yeah. But I just did it, according to the loan agent's instruction. So, wipe out clean. That's it. It's fun, huh? It's our job. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? I don't care. No, it's actually when it close escrow, I put those mailbox back. Yeah, when it's like, yeah, she already closed escrow, right? Can I put it back? Sure. So when I deliver, everything's there. Yeah. So that's why, our job is really high pressure job. Every time when we have an escrow, we all under pressure, lots of pressure. Believe me. When you get a multiple escrow, you have even higher pressure. Sometimes you need to breathe hard. Otherwise, you burn out fast. Okay, E, additional finance term. If you do have any other additional finance term, you can put it right here. Okay. And balance of down payment of a purchase price, they will automatically calculate it. In the amount of to be deposit to the escrow holder pursuant to the escrow holder instruction. So those are, as they will automatically calculate. And so to the purchase price, those are, this two number, they will automatically calculate it. So you don't have to worry about that. Did you guys ever wonder why I have a green check mark and a red check mark? How do I create that? That's right. I just want to see if somebody know. Good. You created from the cover sheet. Okay. So before I fill in the purchase agreement, I encourage you, perhaps you could, if you don't mind. I don't know. Somebody touched the screen. No. 不会的，我要小心什么？有重量的，很小心。我只有82公斤而已。OK。你看，你叫我要走开，你看。我就是 I don't know， 就是我不知道为什么这个歪歪的。昨天就歪了。昨天就歪了。OK， 好，不是我脑袋歪，或是我眼睛歪。OK，the screen 歪。OK， 好 ，OK， 好，没问题。That's why that's why I wear the jeans, because sometimes I need to climb in the fence. What? Oh, 谢谢。because once in a while I need to climb in the fence to open it up, because some of the listing agents, they're so smart, they put their lockbox inside the gate, and when you're in a townhouse, they have an outside gate, right? How can I get in? What do you do? I have to climb in. Certainly, I don't encourage you to climb in, is because we do have a coworker learning from me, and she fell and got 7 stitches right here. Okay, yeah. So don't. I didn't tell you too much though, but that's why you don't want to dress like I do when you show the clients, okay? Because I know my dressing is not proper as a professional realtor. Don't learn it from me, but that's my style. My clients like this. Relaxed style. Because I'm all handled with a lazy person. No, really.
Lazy client? No. Okay. So we'll jump to H.
Verification of down payment and closing cost.
Those are is what, that's why every time when we submit the offer, now become more like a requirement. Used to be, 10, 11, 12, 13 years ago. No, we don't need to even
Show them. But now we do.
because before the seller accepting our offer, you better show me the money.
Okay? So that's why if you do have a verification of a down payment,
But okay, just wanted to,
then you have to make the little check mark right here. Attach. So the buyers and buyers lender loan broker pursuing the paragraph 3J1 show within 3 days.
usually say, okay, they will allow default, allow
3 days. After acceptance, deliver to the seller written verification of a buyer's down payment and closing cost.
But if you could submit the proof of fund with your purchase agreement, because now if you are in the prime area, multiple offer situation,
We don't have
3 days to wait. 3 days, someone is already open escrow. They cannot wait for you to prove the fund. Another thing is that when it's all cash offer, you better submit it right away. Same thing, don't wait 3 days.
because when you click the all cash offer, the one on this H and also the J, the loan, okay, because the letter attached, and also the verification,
This become disabled. You cannot check that anymore. Because the computer, they are pretty smart. They would actually disable those little check mark if you check the all cash offer. So that means don't play with me. Ain't got no loan. Okay? Make sure ain't got no loan. Or if you do, okay, if the situation do happen, if you do have like a loan,
the loan, and people can also pay cash, enough cash. So the best way I can tell you to submit an offer is if the buyer willing,
you gotta ask them 3 times.
are you willing to remove the loan contingency?
And that is pretty much become a cash offer.
Right? It can be 3 weeks or 30 days. 30 days, remove the loan contingency. That means if the loan doesn't go through, I have enough cash
to buy your house.
But if that's the case, your verification of
Down payment, it has to be
a full amount
of the purchase price.
because I got to show the seller
We do have enough money
to buy the house in cash, but my buyer just doesn't like to. He want to finance. But worst come worst, we can afford the cash. So if that's the case, don't mark all cash. If the seller, they intend to finance first, then if the finance doesn't go through, they will pay all cash. So that is a situation you don't mark all cash, because if you mark all cash, that means you remove your loan. That's different. Okay? I, appraisal contingency and removal. The agreement is or is not contingent upon the written appraisal of a property by the licensed and certified appraiser at no less than the purchase price. Buyer should specify in paragraph 14b3 in writing, remove the appraisal contingency or cancel this agreement within 17 days after acceptance. Most likely, when we get a multiple offer and you offer more than asking price, most of the listing agent will ask you to what? Remove appraisal contingency. If you did not remove your purchase agreement from here, and they may counter you. They may counter you, tell you to remove the appraisal contingency because you offer them over asking price. and it may not appraise the value, and they don't want you to cancel because it did not appraise the value. Even some people already put 50% down, but some of a buyer, they think if they pay too much, they don't want to buy. And they can use this clause
to cancel the deal.
We don't want that to happen. So, but if you really want to be a winner, that's a strategy, I'm telling you. Okay? You want to be the winner, don't wait until the seller counter you. Because when seller counter you, you already lose your 50% of a chance to get the deal. I want seller to sign my purchase agreement
On the spot.
and kill others. Yeah, we are the warrior on the battle. It is.
When we are in the prime area, when we are, submitting an offer,
It's like a fight. Fighting with who? Other buyer's agent. Because if you got the deal, you're the hero. Otherwise, you are nothing. You're nobody. Because if you lose if you helping your buyer and if like consecutive 3 times you didn't help them to get the property, you may get fired. Okay?
and they were looking for somebody who can get them a house. Surely not the cheapest. That's why I always tell my client, if you want to find a good deal, don't ask me. What's my job? If I'm representing the buyer's agent, get you the property.
That's my job. Not save you the most money. No. I will not play the hero, save you most of the money. No. Depend on the opportunity. Sometimes if the listing just on the market, what do you think, a seller? No way. Why should I have to give it a discount? Or if the property on the market for half year, okay, that's a different story.
And we can get some discount, most likely. Yeah.
So what's your job is get them the property, not save them most of the money. But a lot of buyer's agent, they want to play the hero in front of the buyer.
Do you know how much I saved you the money? Then you didn't get the deal.
They may fire you. Yeah, that's it. Because they will only remember the agent helped them to get the property. They will not, believe me, they will forget how much they pay before.
Because I have those buyers. For a whole year,
they've been replacing all 7 or 8 different agents. I remember I'm the 9th agent.
I only showed them one property, and I got it.
Until now, she only remember me. Everything is calling me. Because she thinks I am capable to handle everything.
That's it. Did I save her most of the money? No, not at all. Not at all.
I have them to pay the most
of the money.
But she will forget because all she remember, I got her the house. Yeah, but she forgot it. She paid the most. It's okay.
But that's your job. Okay. So don't play the hero. In front of us, a buyer say, "Let me save you how much?" On that. No, not really. That's not your job. Listing agent's job is maximize the seller's profit. And what's the buyer's job is get the house, get the property. That's it. You gotta have to make your purpose clear. But on the other hand, you as a listing agent, you want to, beside to maximize the profit, another thing is same thing. You have to close it, have to sell it.
So you gotta have to play with in between how we can maximize the seller's profit and also close a deal.
That's harder than the buyer's agent.
A lot of people, that's why we usually start as a buyer's agent. Later on, then we become listing agent because we would understand what's buyers, what they think. While buyer's agent, what they think. Then we become listing agent. then it's easier to handle everything. If you are starting with the listing agent, you don't understand what buyer thinking. It's hard.
You may not close the deal because you might fighting with them.
So the
if the appraisal contingency removed, that means you cannot using if the appraisal value if not meet your purchase price, you cannot use this clause, this reason to cancel the deal.
You could still cancel the deal
before the appraisal. But used to be when we play the, that's why they separate the appraisal contingency and loan contingency, because used to be they binding together. When they're binding together, that's what we used to be playing. Not anymore. Is we basically would tell them is appraisal doesn't go through and cost us the loan doesn't go through because the buyer's down payment is limited to 20%. If the appraisal value doesn't go through, we kind of force. One thing didn't really force. Request seller to drop the price. We request the seller to drop the price. But don't expecting seller will drop the price all the way to your purchase price. I mean the appraisal value. Give and take, usually split, half. Or sometimes buyer may be paying a little bit more, seller drop a little bit more. So make it happen. If not so much difference, I didn't tell you to give away your commission, but if worse come worse, you know what to do. So that's why I don't give up my commission to begin with, because I don't know, down in the road, we have repair, we have appraisal, we have termite. Sometimes you may have to chip in okay, to close the deal. Move on next case. So I will not volunteer to give away my part to buyer. I know it's like a lot of people are saying, "What's your do you give me any kickback?" I'm sorry, what are you talking about? I didn't say no. I said, what are you talking about? Hey, a lot of agents, they will give me the money back, after the purchase. Oh, is that right? You just play dumb. I say, well, but what's the next question I will ask them? How come you find me? How come you call me? Oh, I just want to find out, see how much you can give it back to me. I see. Did they get you the property? No. Well, huh? Agent do that. And you know what I answer? That's why you get what you pay for. If they can get your money back, why don't you go through them? Did they get you the property? No. Then you get what you pay for. You want me to be representing you as a buyer's agent? My job is get you the property. Then anything else, we'll see. Did I say no? I still didn't say no. But that's pretty much, I ignore it indirectly. So I did not piss them. No. Oh, ka-ching! They hang up the phone, right? So I just mainly I tell you how to respond for those lead if they really need to keep those prospect lead. No. Okay, why don't we continue this issue
until I get you the property.
Okay, then why are you finding me for? Okay, then oh, you like to compare. Oh, okay. But I don't know how much I can give you back because I don't even know how much do I get paid. That's right. How do I know seller how much seller will pay me? It depends.
It depends.
Well, seller pay you 3%.
2%?
Which,
Well, right?
Okay, it depends. So, whatever the seller pay you, I just want to get a
50% off? Okay, would you give me your salary 50%? How about we betting on that? Starting from looking the property now, you give me all your 50% of your salary. I'll give you my 50%.
huh? What are you talking about? Well, that's my money.
If I cannot protect my money, how can I protect your money?
Huh? Yes. No. Yes.
And later on, you know what? They still send me the referral, and they screen the buyer from me. My agent will not give any kickback. But he's tough. He will get you the property. That's what I can be sure. Not only that, down in the road, he actually saved you more than the kickback. Because I know how to negotiate if I really want to, from the repair, from appraisal. If it really happened, that's my specialty. I can save you even more. Yeah, because one of a deal, the current one of an escrow, because appraisal coming short. So very short. I don't know how that happened. Me and listing agent, we both are, oh man. We didn't really get close to split half-half, but they're getting very close. But you talk about it's how much the difference from the original price, what we submit the offer, it's $120,000
Difference. So what we settled with,
$50,000 less from seller.
buyer pays $70,000 more than appraisal.
So what am I selling more? My commission even not $50,000. Am I selling the buyers more?
Yes. Yes.
That's the difference.
And I know how to negotiate.
And that's why, you can tell the buyer, say, if you don't try me, how do you know my ability? You may end up saving more than what I can give you the kickback because you get what you pay for. When you see the doctor, would you ask doctor for 50% discount for surgery? You tell me. If you can find any doctor give you 50% discount, I'll give you 50%. Why? Because I'm a real estate doctor. Can you find any attorney to fight your case and get 50% discount and win the case? If you can find those attorneys, I'll give you 50%. Because I'm the real estate attorney. That's how I play the role. And I know how to negotiate. Did you usually find a premium doctor? You pay more to get surgery. You pay more to attorney to fight your case and win the case, isn't it? Did you ever pay the premium to the real estate agent and get you the deal? schedule the property, then I'm sorry, you don't belong to my client. You are not worth it. Don't think I'm willing to spending the time with you. When you got enough lead, then you can say that.
I can actually tell you that.
The case what you see the purchase agreement, I'm proud to tell you, not only I'm a dual agent, I even get a red envelope from the buyer. It's more than the asking price, what you actually see. I also get the thanks. Not just
The thanks on the red envelope and the meal.
treat by the buyer. Okay? Yeah. Because they thank me, I get them a property. Those are what we call the great client.
And not only that, I get 6% of this.
Yeah. So you gotta have to believe. I know a lot of depressed information, and I'm sorry, 12 o'clock already. A lot of depressing commission, a lot of depressing news, a lot of depressing company. I say, I have to, lower my commission to get the deal. Believe me, you still have a great seller, great buyer out there. And it has happened. Great seller with a great buyer is still out there. I didn't say you cannot discount your commission. But if you want to start it with a 4%, go ahead, signing the listing. I didn't stop you. But I start with a 6% with some room. You know what? I actually ask the seller, I say, what do you think? I say, what's your commission? What do you think is fair? I didn't ask. You know what this seller telling me? Oh, what do you think is fair? You know what? She answered me first? 1%. Wow. 1%. Great. Why don't you sell it yourself? And she laughed so hard. I said, James, whatever you sign it, whatever you charge, I'll sign it. I said, standard rate 6%. Fine, no problem. Sign it right away. She charged me 1%. Yeah. We make it as a joke. It's okay. Okay? When everybody with the relaxed mood, that's a time. Sign a contract. Sign a contract. Okay. Then we'll come back at Thursday. Start with the long term. Yeah. Okay?
Jay, I know it's probably
Taking longer time on the first 3 pages because those are more important.
and thank you for coming.
Yeah.